Welcome to the Style Sports Hub, presented by Van Ganaway Chevrolet.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Sports Hub podcast presented by Van Ganaway Chevrolet. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. Thanks for joining us today. We're going to have a great show today. We've got Mount Dora cross country here today. We're going to be talking with head coach Cody Adkinson, as well as girls captain Noelle Vu and boys captain Donovan Spears. Thank you to our sponsors, Lake Center Home Care, Lake Sumter State College, Lassiter Insurance with Auto Owners Insurance. And make sure to like and follow Lake and Sumter Style Magazine on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And then you can also check out Sports Hub sections of our website, the Sports Hub section. That's on lakeandsumterstyle.com. We've got scores, athlete profiles, sports stories, and more on lakeandsumterstyle.com. Just wanted to send our thoughts and prayers out to the Lake Minneola High School senior Sherman Vanoy, who was tragically killed in a crash outside Lake Minneola High School this week. We send our deepest condolences to the Vanoy family, along with Lake Minneola High School. Sherman Vanoy was only 17 years old. At this time, we're going to flash some scores up on the screen of last Friday night's football games and some major blowouts that happened. Leesburg won 55-7 against Taveri. Solomon Georges had 3 touchdowns. Eustis won against the Villages 42-14. Frank Scott has that defense looking good. Southlake won their first game in 2 years, 18-14 against Forest. And Kevin Charles ran for 160 yards of offense and a touchdown in that game. Finally, South Sumter with a 56-0 win against Crystal River. That game was over before the first quarter, and Ty Lawrence has the Raiders looking really good midway through the season. All right, at this time, we're going to introduce the head coach of Mount Dora Cross Country, Cody Adkinson. And Cody, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I love that you guys are out here interviewing and doing this podcast, and I'm glad that I can be here and with you right now.
All right, so Cody is the head coach of Mount Dora Cross Country, but that's not the only hat you wear. You wear multiple hats at Mount Dora High School. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm also the head track coach for Mount Dora High School, and I'm also a teacher. I teach forensics and biology over at Mount Dora.
So the forensics and biology. So you're a busy guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're fun classes to teach, too. Forensics, we get into it. We talk about a lot of different things. And biology, study of life. What can't you like about that? Really enjoy it.
So you're the head coach for cross country, as well as the girls and boys teams of both cross country and the track teams. How do you juggle all of that along with your schedule? You're a busy guy.
It is a lot of work, and I actually just had a baby girl 10 days ago, and her name is Callie. So it really is a struggle to balance that and family time, and I'm working on that. And you just gotta be really good with prioritizing and making sure you're doing the right things at the right times, and really great at planning. And you have to be organized for sure.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Mount Dora Cross Country this year. The Cross Country's team coming off one of their best seasons of all time. The Hurricanes are. What's it looking like this year as far as you guys for the Hurricanes?
Well, this year we've returned most of our girls that actually got 5th in the state last year, and they're looking pretty strong. But other teams are also looking very strong. The competition, I think, is a little bit tougher than it was last year. Currently, we're ranked 16th in the state halfway through the season. I would like us to move a little bit further up in those rankings, but we'll see where the season takes us. I think we can get there.
Yeah, we'll see what Mount Dora is able to do, and you always seem to have success every single year. Mount Dora, not only the cross-country team, but also track and field season. You guys had a really good season last year. You sent a bunch of girls to the state championships, actually.
Yes, we did, and it was unfortunate. Actually, it was on the same day as graduation, and there was a lot of rain delays that day, so some seniors had to make a choice of whether to perform at their state championship meet or drive back home to make it to graduation in time. So hopefully that's not an issue this year. That was pretty heartbreaking, but we really did get to watch some great races. They just added the 400-meter hurdles for track and field, which we were really excited about. We've got a really great hurdler. He's one of the best in the state, Zachary Chosam, and he's fun to watch. And Noelle Vu who's in cross country, she broke a couple of records for us in track too. So.
Yeah, you talk about Noelle Vu. She seems to be breaking all of the records. Her sister Liliana Vu, a couple of
Yes.
years ago, she was. It seems like she was just breaking records. So she'd like to break a couple of records, I'm sure, of her sister this year.
I think that she will eventually. She's already on cross country's top 10 all-time fastest females leaderboard. Wow. So we've got 2 Vus on there. They've got 2 more Vus coming up. So who knows if they'll join their sisters in the leaderboard too? That'd be pretty cool.
And then for Mount Dora, I feel like you guys almost have an advantage sometimes to other schools in Florida because you guys have the hills, right? You guys are able to train on your hills. Can you talk about some of the training methods that you guys go through?
We do hill repeats. I'd say once every 10 days or so. We'll do right outside of our track. There's a really big hill that replicates what they call the wall at the state championship course. It's a little bit steeper than the wall at the state championship course in Tallahassee. So it's good practice for that. I tell them you need to get into the mindset. You need to visualize this is states. What are you going to do at states when you're approaching this? You're tired. You're going up to the wall. How are you going to approach this? Lean into it. And then after you get out of the wall, that's really important because they have to hit that wall twice. Once in the middle of the race and then right before they hit the finish line. So they've really got to learn to push through that. And I think that gives us a big advantage when it comes to the state championship race because they see that hill as not an issue at all. And I hear other teams talking about the wall like it's a big thing. It's a big deal. It's got its own name. But we see it and we're like, we're Mount Dora, so we got this.
Yeah, you definitely have the last couple of years, and it's probably the reason you are the #1 public school at States the last couple of years, and you're really proud about that. You talk about the charter schools and the academies and the Christian schools that come in, but Mount Dora being the #1 public school, you have to be proud about that.
Yes, it comes with different challenges, I think, as a public school versus a private or a charter. Private and charter schools, they can kind of have a team where they've got kids that have been running since first grade all the way up to their senior year, whereas we kind of just get 9th through 12th, and we've got 1,200 kids to choose from that. Half of that is females, half of that is males, whereas if you look at another prep school that's 1,000 kids, they could be an all-boys school, and they're still in the same classification, but they've got kind of double the pooling of kids to pull from. So I think regardless of that, we still do very well, and I'm proud of what we've accomplished so far.
How has it grown since you came on board? How many years have you been the coach here at Mount Dora now?
I've been here for 6 years. The first year that I started coaching at Mount Dora High School, we had not even enough girls to make a full cross-country team. The roster was 4 girls, and we were all happy that they were just breaking 30 minutes in that 30-minute 5K. That was an accomplishment, and I still worked with them, and we had fun, and we helped grow the team, and they brought on their friends, and it continued growing from there. And same with the boys team. We had 4 boys, and maybe we had 5 actually our first year, but barely enough to create a full rostered team. And it was the same thing with them, just breaking 30 minutes, 25 minutes. That was a success for those kids. And then they enjoyed it, and they brought on their friends, and it continued growing for the boys team as well.
And speak about the girls team, check this out. We got some hardware for y'all. I think you got another one over there. This is the 2022 Class 2A Girls Cross Country Championship right here. This is the district championship, and then of course you've got your regional championship over here for the 2022 Class 2A Girls as well. I mean, these two right here have to mean a lot to you.
Yes, we're real proud of this accomplishment. This is the first regional championship the girls have ever had. This is the second district championship that the girls have ever had, and we like to celebrate that. And I think that's really awesome for the girls, and they're the best of friends. They hang out outside of practice, outside of cross country. They support each other, and when they train so hard for a moment like this to celebrate that, it's really great. Like you love to see it. You love to see that.
You really do. And the girls team doing really good things. Of course, you've got the district and the region championship. Hopefully you're able to win another one this year. I would love to see you guys contend for sure.
We'll be back here, and we'll talk about that. But I also just talked to the girls last week about this, and I said, we talk about championships a lot, but if you look at the top-ranked teams that they're winning states year after year after year, they win the championships and they celebrate it, I'm sure, but it's not always about winning the trophies. It's about how the journey and how you get there and replicating that through life. When you approach practices, when you approach nutrition, when you approach how you're going to sleep and prepare for the big races, that's kind of like you're setting up yourself for habits throughout life. And if you are able to eat well, sleep well, train hard, dedicate yourself to something, as well as these girls have done, then they should be able to apply that in life after, whether they're doing it for running or for a job or for college. And that's what I talked to them about. And I said, that's really what matters the most, I think.
And those are some of the philosophies that Mount Dora has been pushing the last couple of years, not only academically, but athletically as well, as you guys continue to just do well in both academics and athletically on the field.
Yes, for sure. I believe we were the number one school in Lake County for academics as far as our school grade rating was. When we're real proud with that. Our principal, Marlene Strawn, she's really pushed the academics, and she's helping us with data, and she's a really supportive administrator. We love our administration there. I'm speaking as a teacher now, not as a coach. I think that it's just a great environment. They really support us, give us everything that we need to be successful in the classroom. And I think the kids see that as well, and they're all in. Sports, academically, it's a good atmosphere.
It's a great atmosphere. And talking about helping you guys out, we were talking before the show began about something that you guys have going on for the homecoming game this upcoming Friday night.
Yeah.
And, of course, you have the stadium project that you're working on. Would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's been, I think, 60 years since we built that stadium, the original stadium still from Mount Dora High School, 1960s. You can see pictures of it. It's in the exact same condition that it was. Some things need to be updated. And we've so far raised, with Marlene and the mayor, the city of Mount Dora, real supportive parents. We've raised over $1 million, but we just need a little bit more. And one of those things that we're doing to get to that threshold of where we can start breaking ground and redoing the stadium is we're selling tickets to raffle off a truck. It's a $36,000 value. It's a pretty cool thing. They're only selling, I think, 3,000 tickets for $100 a piece. We've only sold 22% of that. They're going to do the drawing regardless if they sold all of them or not this Friday at our big homecoming football game. So I definitely, if you're interested in something like that, a chance to win some money or even just to support us, I think that's a good cause to go towards.
22%. So if you want to get involved with this, definitely purchase some tickets because you have a chance to win a $36,000, I believe, is a Toyota Tacoma.
Yes.
Which is beautiful. I've seen pictures of it, and hopefully you're able to continue to raise that money because right now you're not actually able to host any big events at Mount Dora High School because of the condition of the track.
Yes. The track, we've got a 6-lane asphalt track. We can run our speed workouts on it. We can train on it. We just can't. It's not in the right condition to host track meets. We don't have the appropriate land markings for it. But hopefully we'll get there one day with this fundraising.
But I love that because that's where Mount Dora High School is. So it's just because you don't have maybe the facilities that some of these charter schools have or some of these academies have, you're still able to go out there, compete, and win trophies like that. I love that.
And there's been a couple of years where we couldn't even use the track that we had because construction was going on when they were redoing the drainage for the football field. We were just training on our soccer field. I had to paint a 200-meter track, and the entire track season we were training distance runners, sprinters, pole vaulters on a grass half size of a soccer field loop, and we were still managed to be pretty successful with that season.
And then, Coach, you brought a sign today. It was too big to actually fit in here, but we got an image of it. We're going to throw it up on the screen right now. Can you talk a little bit about this sign you guys have?
Yeah, so the idea about the sign is we've got a track and field record board. I wanted cross country to have its own signage for records all time, and so I did a lot of research. I'm a historian of Mount Dora High School now, of the top 10 all-time fastest times for our girls and for our boys, and that's what's on that leaderboard right now. And we've also got our district regionals and state championships on that leaderboard with little hurricane emblems. And right now, the girls team, we've got, I think, 5 girls on that top 10 all-time leaderboard that are current running for us right now. So that's phenomenal. And then Donovan, which you'll be talking to later today. He'll be on the he's on the leaderboard as well. And I think a couple other guys may scratch the surface and get that top 10 marker. But it's something for them to shoot for, and that's why I've created that. So it gives them a good goal, try to make that top 10 and make history for themselves.
One last question I have for you, Coach. What does a successful season for Mount Dora High School cross country look like for you?
I think if kids are able to meet their own goals, I think that that's a successful season. And if they're able to achieve what they've set for themselves, I think that's good. The boys are really looking to bring home a district trophy this year. They want it, whether that's first or second place. They're training hard. They're real motivated, and they're looking like they're ranked third right now. So I think they can push for that. The girls, I think their standards a little bit higher. They're looking at states, and that's all they're looking at. They're trying to get that top 10 mark again.
Yeah.
So the girls are really laser focused on the state championship.
That would be really cool if they could win the state championship, bring that home to Mount Dora High School.
That would be.
And we wish you the best of luck in the rest of your season. Coach, thank you so much for coming on the Sports Hub. We really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach. Are you in need of a new car or truck? Then zoom on into Van Ganaway Chevrolet, a company that has always been driven by superior customer service. Van Ganaway Chevrolet is your hometown good folks Chevrolet dealer. The dealership has helped generations of Lake County families find the perfect car, truck, or SUV. After 37 years and thousands of Chevrolets sold, Van Ganaway has learned a lot about their customers. They don't want to be pressured, and they don't need a gimmick or giveaway. They just want fair prices and a great overall car buying experience. If you've had bad experiences purchasing automobiles elsewhere, then switch gears and try Van Ganaway Chevrolet. Chances are you'll end up being a part of the ever-growing family of satisfied and loyal customers. Check out Van Ganaway Chevrolet at vgchevy.com or call them today at 352-343-2400. Van Ganaway Chevrolet. Find new roads. We'll be right back on the Sports Hub. We're going to be talking with Noelle Vu as well as Donovan Spears, and we're looking forward to that. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Sports Hub podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. At this time, we are joined by Mount Dora High School cross-country captain, Noelle Vu. Noelle, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Noelle, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You're a senior, and looks like you're getting ready for some college tours.
Yes. I've been in touch with a bunch of college coaches from D3 to D1, and hopefully I'm going to start visiting a few soon.
So you're now a senior. How long have you been doing cross country and track and field?
Well, my dad likes to say I could run before I could walk, but I started running when I was 8, and then in 6th grade I started doing cross country and track competitively. What
got you into that, though?
My dad is a runner.
He's a runner.
Yeah, so
okay. Did he compete in college, or did he compete in high school, maybe? And
he actually competed in soccer throughout high school and college, and then through soccer he started to like running.
Are you? So you run? Your dad runs. Does your mom? Obviously, you have a sister that runs too. Can you tell us about her?
Yeah, when my parents got together, he kind of turned my mom into a runner, so she likes to run a little bit, and then my sisters also are now runners.
And your sister is a sophomore at Mount Dora High School. She's also on the cross-country team.
Yes,
yeah.
And I actually have 2 other younger sisters that are in middle school right now, and they're on their cross-country and track team.
So the Vus are they have potential to break your records one day as well.
Yeah.
You're setting the ground base for your records. When was the first time you ever got a win, or when's the first time you thought, hey, I'm really good at this running thing?
It would have to be in 6th grade, because I wasn't like very competitive at the beginning, and then I would do these road races with Track Shack over the weekend, and I made a friend, and she was on a club team, and she invited me to help out or just to come run with them. And then I started practicing with them and really loved it. And then we qualified for nationals that year, and we're one of the top teams, and I got 8th. And I was just like, whoa, And then in 7th grade, I started winning races. I'm like, oh my gosh. I think that's when I was
you're pretty good at this. and now you're winning races all the time. What would you say your biggest accomplishment is so far in your high school career?
My high school career, I feel like it would have to be having 4 school records at our school, and then being able to just make it to states every single year in cross country and track.
Yeah, and I have this right here. We have a couple of trophies. You obviously were part of the 2A girls cross country championship, district championship. This is the second district championship you guys ever won. So really exciting stuff there. We were showing Coach earlier your regional championship as well that you were able to win. So you got a lot of really exciting things going on for you. Yeah, we're really excited for what's going on. Who would you say your best friend is on the team?
My best friend would have to be Cece.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've been friends since elementary school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I got her into running in middle school, and now we have that together.
And so you have that sort of bond. And that's really nice. As far as being at Mount Dora High School, what do you like to do when you're not running at Mount Dora High School?
Running,
She just likes to run.
It does take up a lot of my time, and then I just love hanging out with friends or going downtown.
Yeah, and downtown Leesburg, Mount Dora is really nice. So, as far as school activities, what do you like to do at school? What are you interested in doing once you graduate? Do you have any type of major that you want to study in college when you eventually graduate here?
I do plan to follow the pre-med route, so I'm
wow.
very interested in bio and engineering and all that.
That sounds really cool. So that would be really cool because obviously you're going to pre-med. What are some of your? Because we had the big sheet that you brought in. It was too big to bring in the big thing there. But your statistics, you run a 5:13 in the 1600 meter, a 10:39 in the 3000 meter. What are some of your records at the school?
At the school, I hold the record in the 1600, the 3200, and the 800, and the 4x8 relay team.
Yeah. What was it like when you broke those records? What was the feeling like?
Well, we didn't have records at our middle school, so when I came to high school, I was like, I want a record. And it was just like, wow. And once I got one, the rest were like within reach, and I'm just still going after them.
And then we talked to your coach earlier, Cody Adkinson. Can you tell us how much Cody Adkinson means to you?
I love Coach Atkinson, and he's always been there with me since the beginning, because in my freshman year, we didn't have as many people as we do now, and him really supporting me and bringing me up to the big meets when we weren't able to bring a full team just meant a lot.
Yeah, hopefully you're able to also upgrade the stadium. I know you guys can't host any matches or get-togethers, gatherings. You have to go to other schools, so hopefully you're able to have that in the future as well. And if you can, make sure to donate to their cause. They have a yeah. She's like please. They're raffling off a truck this Friday night at their homecoming football game. So $100 tickets, and they've only sold like 22%. So hopefully they're able to do that. Noelle, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you coming on, and best of luck in your season. Hopefully you're able to bring home a district championship and maybe some more hardware as the season progresses.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we're going to be talking to Donovan Spears, another one of the runners. He's a boys runner, and he's looking for some really big things in 2023. We'll be right back on the Sports Hub.
Here we go, Billy. Swing hard.
As your local agent, I know you. I know every Saturday your son Billy plays Little League. We sponsor his team. And we know you love parking way too close to the field. That's why we tailor a unique policy for you and your car. Because sometimes something from out of left field can literally come from out of left field. That's simple human sense.
Ask Lassiter Ware in Leesburg if auto owners make sense for you.
All All right, we're back here on the Sports Hub podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. At this time, we have Mount Dora boys cross country and sophomore Donovan Spears on the show. Donovan, thank you for coming on.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Donovan, your freshman year, you already cracked the top 10 in the fastest runners in Mount Dora High School cross-country history. What does that mean to you? I mean, you're coming in, you're a freshman, and you're already making noise.
Yes, sir. It definitely helped. It was a confidence boost for sure. Definitely helped to ease the nerves. Got my mind in the right place for the season, this season as well.
Yeah, you're coming into a 2023 season, and you're hoping for a district championship, which I think would be the first one in Mount Dora High School history. How has your off season been? What have you been doing to train?
Did a lot of the summer training with the rest of the team. Had some little vacation time, but most of it was just training, doing the runs with them.
Doing the runs, and we talked to your coach earlier, Cody Adkinson. He was telling us how the hills at Mount Dora truly help you guys. As far as that goes, because a lot of teams in Florida, I feel like they just run flat runs, right? Whereas Mount Dora High School, you guys have plenty of hills. How does that help you?
It helped a lot. For instance, with pre-states this past weekend at Florida State, there's this big famous hill called the Wall, and a lot of teams and a lot of people freak out about it, but it was really easy for us because we do hill repeats and running through downtown Mount Dora on our regular runs. We run through hills all the time, so it didn't really have an impact on us as much.
How did you do?
I did great. I felt amazing going up through that hill. Didn't really have any problems with it, especially at the end. I had enough adrenaline just to keep going and kicking.
Yeah, and especially for Mount Dora, as you guys continue on through their season, what's been your favorite meet that you've been part of? I know you've only had your freshman year, and now you're coming into your sophomore year. How long have you been running? Were there meets what's been your favorite one?
You're talking about middle school as well?
Anyone you can. It's your choice.
It would probably have to be my 8th grade states meet. There's a lot of hype around it. It's like final season of middle school. You have to get it done with. You have to finish out on top. And I got first place in the charter school division. That was awesome. It was the first time I got a first place medal in a cross country meet, and it just felt great.
How long have you been running?
I've been running since 5th grade.
Since 5th grade.
5 years now, I think.
Okay.
6 years.
So about 5-6 years. And do you do other sports besides cross country and track and field?
I have previously in the past. I did. I played Pop Warner football my 8th grade year. I used to play a lot of baseball throughout elementary school. Mm-hmm. And my 8th grade year at Round Lake, I did flag football and basketball there. Being
that you're one of the younger runners in the county, what are some of the challenges that you've had to go through? I mean, is it based on a seniority thing, or can younger runners also have a ton of success?
Younger runners can have a ton of success. It definitely beats down on you when you don't get those top spots, but you have to remember that there's people you're running against, especially as a freshman, you're 14 or 15. Mm-hmm. You're running against 18-year-olds who've been doing this for a lot longer than you, and they're more experienced at it. They do harder workouts because they can, and you can't just jump up to that mileage or those harder workouts as a freshman. So it definitely beats down on you a little bit, but once you get over that, you can have success as well. It's just your own little successes. It's not going to be the biggest of this season or anything like that, but it's going to be your own successes that you can count on and get you through the season.
Speaking about success, what is your most proud moment that you've had so far in high school?
In high scholl, it would have to be when I cracked that top 10 spot at the Hawks on the Hill meet last season. Yeah. That was great because I'd never really gotten down into the like under 18-10 until that meet, and I finally got down to 17 and into the 17s, and it helped me so much.
Who are some of your teammates that make you a better runner?
Gabe Lewis for sure. Kaiba Sieber. I've known Ben Stone since all throughout middle school and elementary school. He's just stuck with me the whole time. But as far as high school, Gabe Lewis and Kaiba Sieber they pushed the motivation throughout the whole team, especially me.
Who would you say as a runner? Who are you most like as a runner? You got any role models that you're like?
Nick Simmons. He's an Olympic 800-meter runner. I've watched him a little bit throughout middle school to help me get through the 800. I love him. He's funny. He does all kinds of videos on YouTube now, and he does instructional videos on the 800 especially. he's just a good guy, and I feel like I can get up to where he was with the 800 in the Olympics.
What does a successful season look like for you this year? What do you want to do to be successful? What would be a successful sophomore year?
A successful sophomore year, I'm definitely in a little bit of a sophomore slump right now as far as last season, but I'm getting back into a groove, and I think just consistently getting better times throughout the whole season is just utmost importance to me right now.
Yeah, you talk about some of the records that you guys are trying to break. You're also trying to win that district championship, but potentially you get to the regionals. You never know. You also do track and field as well for them. What do you do in track and field? What do you run?
I mostly run the mile and the 800 4x8. This year, I think I'm going to start trying the 2 mile a little bit more, see if I can get that record as well.
Well, we certainly hope that you're able to get those records, and best of luck on the rest of your 2023 season as you go for gold.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll come back and we'll wrap up the show next. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Sports Hub. Thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, Kyle Coppola. It's been a lot of fun today. Thank you, of course, to our sponsors, Van Ganaway Chevrolet, Lake Center Home Care, Lake Sumter State College, Lassiter Insurance with Auto Owners Insurance. And I hope everybody enjoys Week 7 of Friday Night Lights football coverage this week. Good luck to Mount Dora Cross Country as well as they continue their 2023 season. We thank everybody for coming on the program today. We'll see you next week on the Sports Hub Podcast.
This has been the Style Sports Hub, presented by Van Ganaway Chevrolet.